Good evening, everybody. This is Barry here with you on Friday, the 19th of December, 2025. And I'm here to put together another collage of videos that I have done for you this year. I've done the lifestyle videos. Now I'm going to put together a collage of Oceana videos that you might want to see. So, do sit back with me, guys, and I present this collage of videos for you that I've done throughout the year. So I really do hope that you enjoy them. Well, good afternoon and welcome to episode 95 now of the show here, Not Empty Names. Today, we're doing it live from the studios here at At Oceana. Last time, we talked about grilled cheese, okay? So that video is up for you now. Today, we'd like to talk about calming the nerves when going for a new job or starting a new job. And joining me now in the studio, it's a very good afternoon to Alex Taylor.
Good afternoon, Barry, and thanks for having me here and on the show.
And the importance of getting ready for a job or to start a new job. Well, first, you have to go for an interview to see whether you are acceptable for the job. Here's Alec now to open episode 95 with this.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. Yeah, that's right. So when you're looking for a new job, you have to apply and go through an interview process. These days, quite often the first round of interviews is with AI or a robot. Sometimes it's not. And then you talk to different people in the organisation, go through a few rounds of interview, and then if you're the right person for the role and you're excited about the role, then you can become employed.
Now, before you start the new job, you must always put in your resignation from the current job that you are doing. Here's out.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're in one role and looking to start a new one, you have to tender your resignation. And most organisations, depending on your type of employment, they will need a bit of lead time, a little bit of time where you can kind of work out your contract. And that could be as little as a week or as much as, 3 months. And so then you let your current employer know and then go to your new job.
And you will need to write a resume of what you did at your current job as well. Sort of like your name, what you did in the current job, your date of birth, where you live, that sort of thing. Here's Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. So a resume's got to have all of those things, and then summarise your work experience. So talk about the things that you've been doing in your current job and in previous jobs, and then the potential employer can have a think about, do those things fit with this new job opportunity?
And it's always important to be ready for an interview. Okay? Wear smart attire when you're interviewing well, and you will get notified of when the interview is, where it's at, and what time it will be. Here's Alec.
Yeah, that's right. So you'll organise a time, usually with someone from people and culture or human resources in the organisation, and you have to think about you want to look smart and professional, don't you? If you go to an interview, you want to make sure you wear nice clothes and prepare. So have a think about the kinds of questions you might be asked and how you might answer them.
And be honest with the person who is interviewing you. Here's Alec.
Oh, absolutely. So very important that you're really clear and honest and authentic. People can tell if you're not being authentic. So it's always very important to just be yourself and be open and clear about everything. And that way you can have a great relationship heading into the job if you end up getting the job.
It's okay to feel nervous when you start a new job because everybody gets nervous, okay? And write down some tips about how to calm your nerves before you start the job. I wrote my offsider here a list of things to help him get him out of that phase. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that was helpful, mate. So I appreciate the advice. I think everybody when they start a new job is a bit nervous. Very rarely is someone just completely confident and easily sort of smashing it out of the park. And when they first start, I think most people sort of are a little bit nervous and very keen to do well. So they're probably most people I think would have a little bit of nerves. And there are lots of different tips and tricks. Do you want to tell us some of the things, some of your suggestions for the tips and tricks?
Okay, then. Okay, relax, okay? Eat good, healthy, wholesome food, okay? Because you don't want to fill up on junk. Because you won't be able to concentrate at the job. And this applies for interviews as well. Here's Alex.
That's right. Yeah. So good food, good sleep. I think was one of your suggestions as well.
Yes.
To make sure you're well rested and feeling healthy and have had a bunch of a healthy diet. So you're in the best shape you can possibly be in if you are starting a new job.
And if you're not sure on what to do, don't second guess and don't assume that you will know everything in the first week. Ask for help. There are people at the site that help you. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's absolutely great advice, mate. So everybody, when they start a new role, has a lot to learn, and so it's important that you take your time to learn carefully and well. And if you need help, ask for it. Most organisations have people who can help you when you're learning in a new job. So that's very good advice.
And if you and don't just and get give yourself time to know your new employees as well and the place you're working at. Here's Alex.
Yeah, that's great advice. So it takes time, doesn't it, to meet people and get to know them and develop friendships. And it's very important to get along with the people that you work with. So take the time to meet people and have calm conversations and get to know them as individuals.
And if you're not well, okay, find a nice quiet place to get your bearings back because you may be a little bit nervous on the first day and in the first week because your tummy might be rumbling, okay, and that's not good. Hear that one now.
Yeah, it's good to kind of clear your head, isn't it? So maybe on your first day at lunchtime, go for a little walk and just get a clear perspective. Have a sandwich, sit in the sun, enjoy the breeze, that kind of thing. That can be
But
really helpful.
remember, we said this before: slip, slop, slap. Hear that one.
Oh, absolutely. And you've talked about that a few times, haven't you, on your show? Very, very important advice to give people is to be sun safe. And being sun safe means, as you say, slip, slop, slap. Got to have a shirt and a hat,
And
sunscreen. Yeah, absolutely. So you've got to be sun safe. Don't want to get skin cancer or even just burnt. Is not fun at all, as you well know.
well, our next topic today is about daylight saving being here. So here's the next topic now. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Unit 8 here at Oceana. This is Barry Fair. Now, usually I wouldn't do a video on a Wednesday, but I thought it would be time to get on screen and talk with you again. And I have not done for ages. So this afternoon I'd like to talk about on the show preparing for a meeting and what your topics are. Now, Matt and I talked about this on the show in October of last year. And if you can't make it to the meeting, ask the managers to send you a copy of the meetings and make sure you ask what date the next meeting will be. Here's Matt now to open our afternoon session with that. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Barry. Thank you for welcoming me back. Yes, we've got a few topics we'd like to talk about this afternoon to hope that our viewers are going to be interested in our topics.
So the important thing is be prepared and be on time and have specific topics you wish to bring up. Here's Matt now.
That's it. I mean, the topics that are important to Barry and I at the moment as we're coming into winter is health. And that's a broad topic because that's got to do with what you can eat, but also how you can make sure your hygiene is nice and effective.
So we know that sickness is important, and also have a tub, a bottle of this, because you don't know where your hands have been, but we'll talk about that more in a minute. But the important thing is when you have a meeting or run a meeting, okay, always have someone to chair the meeting and to take down the minutes. Here's Matt.
That's true, Barry. You need someone there that can replay the important points back.
So like I said before, if you don't agree on something that has been brought up at the meeting, don't raise your voice. Because as I've said before on the show, anger is very much a wasted emotion. Here's Matt.
Very well played, Barry. I can't beat that one.
What you should have said, very well said actually, but I'll
Okay, that.
forgive you for that. So,
Thank you,
so,
Barry.
so if you are upset about something that has been brought up at the meeting, please arrange with your site manager some time and place to talk about the issue that you are upset about. There is a time and place. Here's Matt now.
That's it. I think it's important that you make sure you think about these points before you go to the meeting, so you know what you want to talk about rather than waffle around.
Because, and another thing we brought up as well last time we talked to you on the show is sticking to the subject and stick to the topic that is relevant at the meeting. Don't change the subject. Here's Matt.
Yes, after those meetings, you've got your points that have been brought up. And so when the next meeting comes along, you'll be ready to have some answers.
Okay, if for some reason you cannot make the meeting, okay, give the manager notice, plenty of it. And so that way the manager can send your apologies. It is rude not to attend the meeting. And don't leave the meeting unless it's an emergency. Here's Matt.
That's it, Barry. You covered all the bases there very well.
And don't have your mobile phone on. Keep it on silent. Here's Matt.
Good point, Barry. You've got to be prepared for these meetings.
And never fall asleep at the meeting either, because it could be distracting for everyone else and off-putting, and you will miss what out on what everyone else has to say. Here's Matt.
Yes, that's for David. David, I hope you're listening.
So the meetings are held for a reason, and like at a staff meeting, they may have issues that are burning and very important. Here's Matt.
That's it. Make sure you always attend those meetings, Barry. And if not, you can catch up on the notes.
And if you're upset about something that was brought up, don't don't fly off the handle like a pew and then storm off in a huff, because that is not the way to handle a situation. Here's Matt.
Yes, don't be a pelican, I say. You know, it doesn't get you anywhere. Just don't be an idiot and respect other people's opinions and space.
And if you are rude or disruptive at the meeting, you will be asked to either calm down or leave the meeting. It's The same when you're on the phone. Stay calm and civil. So meetings are there for everyone to have their say. Here's Matt now.
That's it. That's the whole idea of a meeting, is to be able to sit there and listen, wait your turn, and say what you need to say.
And don't swear at the meeting either, because that can be off-putting to the rest of the panel. Here's Matt.
That's right, Barry. Nothing to add on that one.
And also, don't arrange a meeting without consulting the panel. Make sure you have a suitable venue and time for the meeting and have your agenda items written down so that you can go to the meeting and you're all prepared for it. There's nothing worse than going to a meeting and then not being prepared and making sure that you have tables and chairs set up. And if you've got someone in a wheelchair that's present at the meeting, make sure that you have an accessible venue for them as well. Here's Matt.
That's right, Barry. Don't cross all the T's and dot all the I's. Do we say the proper preparation prevents performance?
Because what's the point of having a meeting if you haven't got the right tools? Here's Matt.
That's right. But prepare, prepare, prepare. And then the meeting will go just fine.
But like I just said a couple of minutes ago, if you're upset about what was discussed at the meeting, or if you're upset to take some time out, take a few deep breaths, and if you're too upset, just say to the panel, excuse me, I cannot continue to be in this meeting. And don't bring your personal issues to a meeting that might not be relevant to the topics. Here's Matt.
Very good, Barry. Now you're covering all the bases today, Barry.
So now it's time to talk about and being prepared for an appointment. Hello, I'm Barry Fair. Welcome to the Wednesday report. Outside it is wet and miserable and cold. Today I would like to talk to you about being prepared for our holiday and making sure that you've saved up some money for the holiday. I've talked to you about health issues. Now it's time to talk about taking responsibility if you are organizing a holiday. Firstly, you've got to work out where you're going to go to, how you're going to get there and get back. And look at the weather conditions too before you go. And work out how much it is going to cost you and your friends. Here's Matt now for his opening sequence on this. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Barry. Good points there, Barry. Getting proper preparation before we go on a holiday.
Now, making sure that you budget for your holiday because, guys, it ain't free. It ain't free, and it ain't cheap either. So if you want to go on a holiday, great, but make sure you do some budgeting so that you can plan for your holiday and plan it properly. Here's Matt now.
That's it, proper planning, Barry, whether it be looking for flights, hotels and transport. It's all important to have a look and see what you need to do. Because you're in a foreign country with foreign money.
And make sure that you set aside some money to go to visit attractions, go to a movie, or go anywhere. Here's Matt.
That's it. You've got to make sure you've got the right money because we can't use the Australian money when we go overseas too, Barry. So having credit cards and letting your banks know.
So before you get on once you are at the airport, you can change your money. So Matt, where are you going?
Off to Thailand.
So if you're going to Thailand, guys, change your money to Thailand money. Because you can't use your Aussie notes.
That's it. You've just got to be prepared, Barry, that when you use the ATMs over there, that you get charged about a $12 transaction fee just for taking money out in that country by your bank, and then another $6 by the Thai people. $12, sorry, my mistake. The Thai taking their chunk.
Or before you even go, if you're going with a mate, discuss with them how much it's going to cost for the two of you. But before you even book the flights and accommodation, go online, okay, to see what is cheapest, like the cheapest hotel and the cheapest flight and the cheapest return tickets. Here's Matt now.
That's it. Always do your Googling, check out everything before you go, what's the cheapest prices, to make sure that you actually check that you can get connecting flights too sometimes.
And always check what the weather is going to be before you go to a particular country, because it may be snowing and cold wherever you may go. But where my upside is going to Samui, which is a very steamy 32 degrees. Here's Matt.
That's it. It's a bit hotter than what we have here today. 14 degrees, Barry, that's for sure.
So before you go on the holiday, write a list of what you need to take. Okay. And also consider whether there is phone coverage wherever you're going to, because you may have to organise some roaming if you are overseas. So if someone needs to get in touch with you in an emergency, organise some roaming overseas. Here's Matt.
That's it, mate. These days as well, Barry, it's a very good point with roaming, or you can buy a SIM card from the country that you're going to be in there so you can use their local services as well.
So it's also very important, guys, to have enough credit on your phone and enough charge in the battery. but we will get onto that quite shortly. So getting back to getting organized, visit your local travel agent. Okay, discuss what time of year you are going and whether it's winter, summer, autumn, and spring. And where you're going to, you may need to change the time because here in Australia now, it is 7 minutes after 2 in the afternoon. But where my offside is going, he may have to change his clock from Australian time to Samui time. What time is it over there now?
I think it's 3 hours behind, Barry, so I think it's nearly 10 past 11, I think.
In the morning.
Correct. Yeah, that's right, Bernard.
So that is the logistical side of organizing. Now, knowing what to pack, we will also talk about that. Okay? Don't pack everything but the kitchen sink. Okay? Because if you're only going on a short 2 week journey, pack only what you need. Get that.
That's it. The advantage of going only for 2 weeks, Barry, into a hot climate is you don't need too much. It's more just making sure you've got all your passports, your paperwork, because some countries need visas. That's what needs to be done.
And always have a valid passport because if it's expired, you are completely stuffed. So check your passport, and if it's out of date before you go, like 2 months, go to the passport office, get a new one. Here's that.
That's right. You need to get to the passport office at least 6 months before, because that when your passport expires, other countries don't let you in unless you've got 6 months plus on your passport there.
And, and make sure you've got a, a, a photo which can go on to the passport. Okay, make sure that you don't leave your passport till the last minute. Get yourself organized, otherwise you won't be allowed to fly out of Australia. Okay, because this is very important. Now, getting onto the flight details. Just a moment. Well, here we are now in 2025. Good morning, I'm Barry Fair. Welcome to a brand new year, and I hope it's going to be a good year for you in 2025. Well, I've got a smorgasbord of videos to bring you this year, and this is the first of them. Well, I hope that you all had a good New Year's Eve last night and didn't play. Well, I'm sure most of you would have been well behaved. I'm pretty sure that you were. So, anyway, like I've just said, here we are in 2025. Have you got any New Year's resolutions? because if you have, I would like to hear from you about it. So I will be 50 this year also, and 50 is a big milestone. It was only 50 years ago that I was born. I was born on the 11th of April 1975 in Brisbane. And now here in 2025, I am about to turn 50. So turning 50 is a big milestone. Also happening this year is the 50th anniversary of the Tasman Bridge collapse, which I will bring you a story on too. I might bring you the story now, some of it. On Sunday, January 5, at 9:27 p.m., the Lake Illawarra struck the Tasman Bridge, bringing down a 127-metre section of roadway. What a mess. So I will bring you a full story on that on Sunday night. But anyway, it's good to be with you for 2025, and I really do hope that 2025 is a good year for you, and I hope that you have a happy and healthy 2025. I know I will, even though I've got a few things happening this year. I don't want to mention it on the show or on the opening video of 2025. So like I said, guys, here we are in 2025, and I really do hope that 2025 will be happy and healthy for you. And like I've just said a couple of minutes ago, I really do hope that you enjoy my YouTube videos this year. And like I said yesterday, episode 78 will have to wait until my outsider checks in with me. I don't know whether he'll get a lift. So anyway, guys, here's to you in 2025, and I will catch up with you later on. Happy New Year, everybody. And before I go, the message that I always give, the message that I always bring to you at the end of each YouTube video, and that is 000. Please do not ring 000 for stupid, trivial issues, please. Only ring 000 if you have an emergency. So anyway, guys, this is Barry there. Happy New Year to you and to all my viewers out there. Welcome to 2025. So bring it on. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed the collage of videos that I have brought to you here at Oceana this year in 2025. But do join me in 2026 when I present another selection of new videos for you. So, like I've said, I really have enjoyed bringing the shows to you this year. So, as 2025 draws to a close, I'd like to take you back on a journey through time here at Oceana when I presented the show. So, um, guys, thank you for being with me this year throughout 2025, and I look forward to your company in 2026. Thank you for joining me, and have a pleasant Friday night. If you've broken up from work or school, I wish you the very best in your holidays. And if you've got kids, plan something nice for them. Well, I'm going off to do my RSL tomorrow night with my brother. So, until next year, guys, this is Barry Fair. You take care. Thanks for joining me here on my shows in 2025. Until then, you have a Merry Christmas, and I look forward to catching up with you on Sunday, the 4th of January. So until then, have a good rest of Friday night, and I will see you next year. And Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. And take care on those roads. Bye for now, and that's all from me in 2025. Merry Christmas, everyone.